So today's topic is Rise of Turks Part 1. So this rise of Turks from 994 AD to 1073 AD was a period of medieval history which saw the emergence of Islamic Turkish empires in Central Asia and the Middle East. And at that same time, the power of Abbasid caliphs was declining. These Turks went from serving as slave soldiers to becoming sultans and warlords, and among them, Seljuk Empire emerged as the most powerful Turkish dynasty of the time. They conquered the rival Turkish Ghaznavid Empire, the Christian kingdoms of Georgia, Armenia, as well as Anatolia region from Byzantine Empire. In 1073 AD, at a place called Manjikert, Manjikert, this place is in modern day Turkey. At this place, the Turks they defeated the Byzantine army and they seized uh, that Anatolia region from Byzantine Empire. After that, they seized the Arabian Peninsula and the Holy Land from the Egyptian Fatimids. Fatimids were Shia rulers ruling in that Egypt area. So the combination of these Christian defeated Manjikert, then the Turkish advances in Anatolia, and the fall of Jerusalem to another Islamic power, this would catalyze the start of crusades 2 decades later. This crusades or religious wars we will study in next lecture. So who were these Turk people? The early Turkic people, they were descendant from agriculture communities in Northeast Asia. Okay. So in third millennium BC, they moved westward into the Mongolia and they adopted the pastoral lifestyle. Here they were doing agriculture, here they adopted the pastoral lifestyle. And in first millennium BC, they had become equestrian nomads in this Mongolia region. Okay. So, in subsequent centuries, the steppe population of Central Asia will be replaced and Turkified by these East Asian nomadic Turks moving out of Mongolia. So, initially they were in Northeast Asia, then they came to Mongolia in third millennium BC, then first millennium BC they became equestrian nomad in Mongolia, and from Mongolia they came to Central Asian region that is called steppe region, and they replaced the local population or they changed them to Turks. So in this steppe area, these different Turkic people they formed small and scattered nomadic groups. They were organized under different tribal leaders, and their lifestyle was very prone to instability because the competition for water and pasture land was very intense. And historically, also this Central Asia region having environmental stresses. Earlier, also we have seen that in ancient times, Huns they migrated to towards Europe because of this environmental stress in this region. And the first millennium brought a new wave of migration into the of Islamized Turks into this region. Many of them enslaved by region's rulers. So in the beginning of 9th century, the Abbasid dynasty's power was weakening and they held only nominal sovereignty over Islam's dominion. And local warlords they started to assert their authority. These Turks were skilled fighters and there was nothing invested for them in the rivalries and conflict of the Middle East. So these slave soldiers, also called gulams, they served their masters with unquestioning loyalty. Okay, we have seen the Arab invasions of the 7th and 8th century left an enduring legacy in Middle East. Even today, this area have Arabic influence and Islamic influence. But by the end of 9th century, this power was weakening. By that time, Islamic world had survived not only the wars with enemies, but wars between them on Sunni and Shia basis. This conflict of Sunni and Shia was who was the rightful successor to the Prophet Muhammad. And then Baghdad-based Abbasid Caliph, they will replace the Damascus-based Umayyad Caliphs. Umayyad dynasty we have read was based in Damascus in modern day Syria. They will be replaced by Abbasid Caliphs. So let's summarize who were these Abbasids. We have seen Abbasid was the third caliph to succeed the Islamic prophet Muhammad. They claimed that they descended from Muhammad's uncle Abbas ibn. Abbas ibn was between 566 to 653 CE. He was uncle of Muhammad. They said that we are descendant from him, so they took the name Abbasid. They in 750 AD they defeated the Umayyad caliphs and they made government in Kufa, one place called Kufa initially, and after that they shifted to modern day Baghdad. They founded this city, and this city became a center of science, culture, and philosophy under Abbasids. And this Abbasid rule is also called the Golden Age of Islam. But when their position started weakening, these Abbasids were forced to cede authority to local warlords. Like over Khorasan and Transoxiana, the Samanids were emerging as power. In Persia, Safarids were emerging. In Egypt, Shia Caliph of Fatimids, they were emerging. They took over control of that area. So now political power of these Abbasid caliphs became very limited. And again, when Iranian Buyids and Seljuk Turks in future will occupy this Baghdad, so the power of Abbasids will become very low. And these Abbasids period will be ended in 1258 AD when Mongol leader Hulagu Khan he will destroy this Baghdad city and he will execute the Khalifa. So, but these Abbasid line of rulers, they will then shift to Mamluk capital Cairo, that is modern day Egypt, and they will work from there until this Egypt will be uh, conquered by Ottoman dynasty in 1517 AD. So, this is the brief history of Abbasid caliphs. Okay. So now, because of centuries of conflict and because they were spread too thinly over such vast dominion, these Arab nobility was growing weaker and its authority increasingly being ignored. In Iran, regional identities had been reasserting themselves and local families were again coming to forefront. In the early ninth century, the one Samanid dynasty had arisen among the Tajik peoples. They established their empire into Afghanistan, Uzbekistan, and present day Pakistan. Okay, so these you can see this is the green region is directly ruled by Abbasid Caliph in ninth century. Then this is by Tahirids. They accepted suzerainty of these Abbasids. Then this Tunisia also ruled by Aghlabids, they also accepted suzerainty of these Abbasids. This is Spain is Umayyad Caliph and Morocco is Idrisids. Okay, so this is 9th century Abbasid rule. This 9th century Samanid dynasty had arisen among Tajik peoples we have seen, and all this time nomadic Turks were drifting into this region from steppe regions. They were converted to Islam by Samanids. Many were recruited as slave soldiers or gulams. Okay. And like other nomads, these Turks were superlative horsemen and seasoned fighters, and they were expert with composite bow and sword. Slowly, what happened? These gulams they served the Samanids so well that they became indispensable. And it was not long before leading families among them were having great deal of power. By 10th century in Khurasan, the Simjuris, it was a Ghulam family, they will become independent of their masters in Khurasan. So these Simjurids were Turkic family that served the Samanids in Emirates of Bukhara in 10th century. They had a great influential role in that region and they wielded a great power. In second half of 10th century, they established semi-independent principality in Khorasan. Okay, and then they become independent. They were initially slaves, but due to their skills in military strategies and like due to their bravery, they become prominent. So this after some time this breakaway state of Simjurids will be taken over by another rival Ghulam dynasty called Ghaznavids. Ghaznavids they have taken their name from the city of Ghazni, and this city was founded by the Alpitagin. Alpidgin we will read in next lecture. He made this city as headquarter 962. So this was the first part of Rise of Turks. We will continue in second.